Hi, beloveds. Come over to Insight Timer to join our interactive experience. Hope to see you there. Hi, everyone. Hi, Judy. Hi, Michelle. I miss our yoga asana together. Grateful to be together in this space. Hi, Angela. Hi, Laura. Welcome. Feel free to say hi, my friends. Drop a hello in the chat and anything else you wish as we wait a few more moments to get started. Hi, Liz. How's our sound? How is your visual? Hi, Majda. Long time. Great to see you. And as a reminder, friends, I do have it on widescreen version. So if you have a device that allows you to see the widescreen, it's nicer than the up close and personal sometimes. Hi, Julia. Okay, great. Thanks, Angela. Of course, if you are not on Insight Timer, I invite you to join us on Insight Timer to be part of this interactive experience. I'm so grateful to be together today in this moment in time, in this moment on the planet, in this moment in our lives. All right, we're just going to do one more sound test. And hi, Jen. I just love to know if you can still hear me if I'm speaking this quietly. Is the sound coming through for you clearly if I'm speaking softer? Okay, great. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, Liz. Thank you, Julia. Excellent. I welcome you with my whole heart. Let's take a breath together. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Let's start to slow the breath down. Inhale deeply and exhale. Allow that exhalation to be long. Inhale, exhale. Continue breathing in this way for these next few moments. Slow, deep breaths in, and you might find it helpful to really have that out breath be long, to actually exhale through the nose. Sometimes this helps us regulate how much breath is being expelled at once, and we can kind of slow everything down as we exhale through the nose. And if your eyes are open, I invite you to close them. We'll just take a few moments at the beginning of our session today to settle, to move into more of an experience of presence. Become aware of what's happening in the mind. Is the mind resisting this moment? Is the mind telling you stories about how something's wrong or you're wrong or something's not the way it should be? Is the mind spacey or distracted in thoughts of the future or the past? There's nothing wrong with what's happening in the mind. Let's just notice, though. What is the quality of your thinking in this moment? And then ask yourself, are these thoughts uplifting me, expanding me, or are these thoughts contracting me? Are the thoughts in my awareness uplifting and expanding me, or are these thoughts contracting me? And we don't need to judge ourselves for anything, just notice, practice witnessing. And if you recognize that the thoughts in your awareness right now are causing greater contraction, I invite you, if you can move your body, to place your hands over your heart center. And if you can't move your body, you can just imagine this. And place your hands in a way that there's a sense of soothing or calming or accepting, rather than the hands being really rigid. Soften the hands to almost feel like you could hold your heart. And just breathe this way for the next few moments. What is something supportive, kind, or reassuring that you could say to yourself right now? Maybe you just need someone to tell you you don't have to try so hard, or remind you that it's okay to make mistakes. Every single one of us does. Or simply to say, I love you and I accept you just as you are. Inhale slowly and deeply. Pause and hold the breath for just a moment. And exhale slowly through the nose until all of the breath has been expelled. Inhale slowly and deeply. Hold. Exhale slowly and completely. One more breath like this. Inhale deeply. Hold the breath, relax the face and shoulders. And when you feel ready to, exhale slowly through the nose. Breathe naturally. Notice your inner world, your state in this moment. And when you're ready, open the eyes. Thank you. I opened my eyes to read Davy's comment. I'm here. I love my life journey so much. What an inspiration, Davy. And what a reminder. What a reminder for each of us that there are times where we go through challenges, where we go through periods that feel really dark, where we feel disconnected or lost or in pain. But it's just an experience, meaning it doesn't last forever. Now, sometimes we feel like we have back to back challenges, but there are always little gaps, moments of peace, a moment of laughter, a moment of feeling love or calm. Even if it's just a moment, there are always breaks in the storm. And so, what a beautiful reminder, Davy, that there are periods in our lives. Maybe it hasn't been for some time for some of us, but there are periods where we feel this sense of, I love my life. Thank you for sharing that. Hi, Jane. I'm so grateful to be here with you. Mm. So here we are, December 28th for many, December 29th for some. Yes, are we that? What time is it here? I think we're that far in the day. And I know for many, this is a very challenging time of year. But really, we have challenging times of year all throughout the year, don't we? I'd love to hear how or what you became aware of when you noticed your mind in our brief meditation a moment ago. Just briefly, maybe one or two words or just a few words. What did you notice when you became aware of your mind? Were the thoughts in your awareness contracting you? Were they expanding you? Did you notice something else? Angela's sharing before we go into that question, I'm accepting that I didn't get where I am overnight. Ooh, Angela, just reading that first sentence, my heart is like, oh, it won't change overnight. I'm a constant work in progress, and that's okay. Oh, my heart is so melted. Oh, to just feel you in that space brings tears to my eyes. That's it, my love. That's it. And even if you're saying that and only parts of you believe it, that's fantastic. That is this journey. That is it. That is it. Compassion for yourself. I guess I should introduce myself, shouldn't I? We just dove in today. Uh, hmm. For anyone that I'm getting to meet for the first time today, my name is Selena Lael. I'm so grateful to be together. We have a group here on the app called Love Heals All. All are very welcome to join us there. It's a supportive, loving space. I also have 2 courses, yogic practices for a peaceful life, and another course that is newer, that is such a joy to be in together, called Awaken My Heart, a guide to living with self-love. Both of those courses are here on the app, included in the Plus membership. And I also have many, many, many recordings on many topics. I lead lives regularly, although we're about to have a little pause. We'll be together on Friday again for our session to really powerfully create the year ahead. And then we'll have a little pause as, yes, as some things are happening in my life. And then we'll be together again, I think on January 11th, sometime around then. Hi, Sandy. Oh yes, and of course, for anyone who's unfamiliar with the donation process here on the app, your donations are greatly, greatly appreciated by me as they support me in my financial well-being to eat, to live, all the things, and they support Insight Timer. Part of the donation supports this app so that they can continue running it, right? You think about it, there are thousands and thousands of teachers and millions of users, and it takes that income to keep this all functioning. So thank you for your financial support to keep Insight Timer here and alive and to keep me here and alive. Hmm. Okay, so coming back to our question. Excuse me. The question was, what did you become aware of in your mind as we took a moment to recognize what was happening in our thoughts? Davy shared hope and gratitude for new relationships. Randy shared gratitude. Julia's resharing the name of our group, Love Heals All. Liz is sharing, I was initially pretty irritated at myself, but was able to move into self-compassion. Beautiful, Liz. Beautiful. Anyone else? What did you notice? And I know many of you are probably like, uh-oh, I was multitasking during that meditation. So if that was you, all good. There's no judgment. But this is really an opportunity. If you're able to give yourself this gift, it's not about me like, oh, you need to give me your attention. This is about you. When we come together in satsang in this time together, It is for your upliftment, for your connection with your own beloved self and with community and with me. Yes, all of us together. But this is really a gift you give to yourself. Yes. When you choose to meditate, you're giving that gift to yourself. Julia is sharing impermanence. Everything changes. Thank you, Angela. Angela is sharing calm and acceptance. Wow, that's powerful, right? We know the journey. Yes, that's beautiful. Laura sharing, I was able to actually be present for the entire Christmas period after years of disabling chronic illness. Oh, fantastic. Thank you, E.T. Thank you. And I am a reflection of you, yes? My loving presence is a reflection of your loving presence. Okay. So today in our satsang, I have a few ideas of ways that we can be together. I feel though something I'd like to start. Actually, let's do the centering technique. Yes, we haven't done the centering technique. So hands together at the heart. If you can't move your body, you can always just visualize this. This is an ancient yogic technique to help bring all of our aspects of self back into alignment, into greater harmony. So again, the palms are touching at the heart center. We inhale, reach the right arm all the way up, straighten the elbow if you can. The bottom hand comes down, but the fingers point up. And then we exhale slowly all the way back to the heart where the palms touch again. Really take your time. Inhale the left arm all the way up like it's reaching for the 12 on a clock. Exhale slowly back to the heart. And we'll do it one more time on the right. Inhale, right arm all the way up, left hand down, but fingers point up. Exhale slowly back to your heart. This technique is fantastic any time of day, as many times a day as you wish. And it's fantastic to do first thing in the morning when you wake up. It's one of the first things that I do when I remember, which is often when I get out of bed or when I sit down to meditate. That's nice. So what I'd like to start with today is the pain that you might be feeling right now. A tenderness in your heart, maybe a loneliness, maybe an anger, maybe fear. Maybe there's just some overall sense of contraction or tightness inside. And I invite you to do this with me, yes? Take your hands. Let's rub our hands together. And again, if you can't rub your hands, it's okay. You can visualize this or just be with yourself however it feels right for you. But really rub your hands to create some friction here. Feel some heat building between the hands. Rub, 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 rub. Activate, activate, activate all of this energy, this Shakti, this Chi. Shake, shake, shake. And then take your hands and very, very slowly start to pull them apart. There's just like an inch or two between the hands, a few centimeters. And just start to move your hands back and forth very slowly. And you will likely, not for everyone, but you might notice that there's a sense of something between your hands. Maybe it feels like a magnetic pull, or maybe it feels like a substance you can't see. And if you're not feeling anything, you might try to rub your hands together again and just start again. Activate a little more energy in the body. Now start to slowly move your hands out. You might even feel like there's this magnet between them, trying to pull them back together. And then slowly, just very gently kind of pulse. And you might notice this sense of feeling like there's actually something between your hands. You can start to play with this, maybe even move your hands a little wider. And again, play with the sensation. This is the energy between your hands that comes from the physical body. So, what you're feeling is this sensation of your own energetic field and the energy that's coming out of the physicality. So, now we can take this energy, which is pure light, it is the essence of our being, you might say or consider, and take this light, feel like you really have it in your hands. And again, if you're not feeling anything, it's okay. You're not doing something wrong. We all experience things differently. Place it anywhere in your body where there feels like there's a need for this light. Maybe it's in your heart where your heart is hurting, or maybe it's in your head because you have a headache, or some other part of your body that's in pain or discomfort, emotional, physical, mental, whatever it is. And just place this light, this energy into the physicality. You can do this in your day as often as you wish, activating your own energy and then consciously, lovingly placing this light into wherever is needing it. You are not alone. You're not alone. I invite you to just hear my words for a moment and consider that what I'm saying might be true. Maybe it feels like it's true in some far off universe. But I invite you to remember who you are. My words right now might not make any sense to your intellect. Remember who you are. Remember who you are. Remember that this is your experience. Some call it a dream, some call it Maya or illusion. Some call it perception from the brain. Whatever it is, you are not the experience. You are the one having the experience. And you are not only connected to all of life, you are life. You are source. You are light. And when we take on this human experience, we forget. We forget. And we get lost in this play of separateness and pain and fear and judgment and feeling like we should be different and feeling like we should be better and all the long list of things. You are the beauty of life itself. And I know right now you might not remember it. You might hear my words and it might make even more of a tightness because right now the mind and the ego are so identified with the story that there's something wrong with you. You are all of life. And your nature is peace. Your nature is freedom. Your nature is joy. And when we feel this pain of the stories we tell ourselves about the world, about ourselves, about others, when we feel this pain of judgment toward ourselves and others, this pain of believing it, it can feel devastating. But what if you are what I'm saying you are? What if you are connected to all of life? What if you are the essence of life itself and therefore one with everything? What if you really are loved beyond measure? So many of you come here to our sessions again and again. You listen to the meditations I have again and again. Why? Because there's something inside of you that feels loved. Your mind may not have thought about it this way before, but there's something inside that for a moment feels like it can relax. Because there's a moment of remembrance. There's a moment of, maybe I am loved. Maybe I am a being of light. Maybe I am Source, God, Allah, Buddha. Maybe I am so much more than the stories that my mind gets lost in. You are so loved. You are so loved. Who can feel that? Who can feel the quality of the energy in my voice? Who feels something inside when I say these words? What happens inside of you when you allow yourself to just be here right now and to let yourself receive these words that you are loved? You are loved. You are loved. There is no mistake you could make. Ever, 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 ever that would take this love from you or make you unlovable. There's nothing you could ever do, think, say, or feel that would make you unworthy of love. Nothing, my loves, nothing. I know we feel this way. We get so contracted, feeling like we're supposed to be a certain way or we should do something. And if we don't, then there's something wrong with us. We failed. We're not good enough. We're not worthy. It's just a story. It's just a misunderstanding of the mind. It's a misunderstanding. I remember there was this beautiful teaching once that I don't recall hearing it from Saima, but Saima is my beloved teacher, who many of you are familiar with. I didn't hear it from Saima, but someone in my life heard this teaching from Saima and shared it with me. They said the teaching was something like, be so compassionate with others because we all have different education. And you might say, what does that mean? Yeah, I went to university, somebody else didn't. Why should I have compassion? We all have different education. Some of us were raised to judge some and love some. Some of us were raised to love others. Some of us were raised to judge everyone. Some of us were raised to think that we're better than others. Some of us were raised to think that we're not good enough. We all have different education. Life education, family education. So be compassionate with yourself. Be compassionate with your family. Because if you feel upset by the way you were raised, isn't it true that how they were raised impacted their behavior? Isn't it true that what your caregivers or parents or grandparents, whoever raised you, isn't it true that what they experienced in their lives is what molded them to be how they were with you or how they are with you? And I'm not saying you have to do all the forgiveness work right now. I know some of you are like, oh, I'm not ever forgiving my family. That's okay. I'm not here to say you need to do anything. You don't have to feel compassion. Of course, that is an access point to freedom, but just for your consideration. Just for your consideration. Yes, Laura, exactly. Laura is sharing the words feel so real, even though we don't know each other. How do you think it can feel real, even though we've never met in person, or you've only seen me on video and I've never seen you? And anyone is welcome to answer this. How do you think it feels so real to hear these words and to feel my love, even though many of us have never met in person? Why does it feel real? Laura is sharing, perhaps because I really need to hear it, or we are connected energetically. Yeah, I'd say both of those things can be true. What if it feels real? Who here feels kind of like that expression we have in English? It's on the tip of my tongue. For anyone who's unfamiliar with this, it means like you can almost remember something. It's right there. It's right there, but you just can't remember it. Like you were going to say something and then you forgot it, but you have this feeling inside of like, oh, I almost remember what I was just going to say. Who here is having a feeling like that inside of almost being able to remember something that you've forgotten, but you can't quite put your finger on it? It's like a feeling, like a stirring inside, like something's happening. Like, what is familiar about this? What is resonating for me about this? Why do I feel this way? We are one. I am you, and you are me. And we are living in this experience of forgetting that we are one for the sake of experience. How does that feel, Laura, when I say that? And thank you, Victoria and Sandy and Majda, for your sharings. What does that feel like in your body, in your heart, when I say that? And there's no right answer. I don't think there's ever a right answer. You're not alone, my loves. You're not alone. You're not alone. You don't have to believe me, but maybe you can feel something when I say this inside. I find myself, thank you for sharing, Laura. Yes. Laura's sharing, it feels good, and I wish everyone could feel and remember that. Yes, my love, that's it. That's it. We are in the awakening. Saima has been speaking about it for some time, how the whole planet is awakening, and therefore all of us are awakening. Even people you might say are not on a spiritual path, right? All of us are in this experience of awakening. And you can imagine, for those of us who have tools, mental health tools, spiritual tools, meditation tools, emotional intelligence tools, if we're all getting rocked and challenged as much as we are in this awakening process, maybe things just feel so intense sometimes inside, or maybe we label the energy moving as panic attacks or anxiety or depression, but there's just so much moving and coming to the surface. So many old things coming to the surface. So many shifts are happening in our DNA, in our cells, in our whole being. So much is shifting and changing. And some of us have these tools to help us, find our way back to equilibrium, but so many do not have these tools, meaning they've not learned them, they don't use them in their lives. So you can imagine that so many on the planet who are also in the awakening process are feeling really, really, really lost. I know many of us in our spiritual journey are feeling lost. So we can imagine and have compassion for those who don't have any access to this kind of perspective or this framing. Yes. I invite you to consider that the people that you judge in the world, oh, that person's so ignorant, that person is so terrible, that person is so uneducated, or they're such a bigot this, or prejudice something, that the people that we judge the most for being so unconscious or so awful, right? What if we could have a sliver of compassion for them and recognize that they're probably suffering deeply? And I would say, in general, I'm not saying this is true because I don't know this for a fact, but in my understanding of the world and my perception of the world, anyone who harms another person is suffering. Anyone who is doing harm to another is suffering. We don't usually see it that way, right? We just see the bad guys and the good guys. I would say any bad guy out there is suffering greatly. Otherwise, how could they cause such pain to another? And I'm not saying, again, you don't have to forgive them. You don't have to have compassion for them. But I can share in my personal experience that compassion is a doorway to freedom. It doesn't mean that I choose to have everyone in my life. It doesn't mean that I choose to associate with everyone. It doesn't mean that I condone all behavior. Absolutely not. But I can still practice compassion. Some moments I might get in my feels and get really angry and just like, whatever, outraged or disgusted by something happening. And then other moments I'm able to say, okay, compassion. This being is me. This other one who I am judging is me. And they're suffering deeply. I love that. Sandy's sharing Wall Street investors are having meditation breaks. That's fantastic. Beautiful. Beautiful. Beautiful, Victoria. Ah. How are you right now after these almost 40 minutes together? Angela's sharing, I'm learning that from my friend whom I thought wasn't able to do or hear the feeling stuff when I talk about it. She hasn't had that connection with anyone. She's becoming more connected with her feelings as we spend time together. Ooh, that's so beautiful. That's it. That's it. Exactly. We give people an opportunity. Someone was asking me recently, they said, what do you think about having someone in a meditation group lead a meditation when they've never done this kind of thing before? Do you think that's okay to let someone who's never led a meditation before lead? Who knows? Maybe right? Are they going to be able to deliver a nice experience? Are they going to cause harm, right? And my first response was, it's wonderful to give everyone an opportunity to try something. And yes, so many of us know this idea that we often learn as we're teaching. And that's not always the best, saying for every context. But what if we applied this to our lives, to the people that we judge and say they could never be this way, they could never change? What if we created a space for that? And some people will choose not to change. I know many of you probably have people in your lives where you've shown up in a way that could be an opportunity for them to transform and they didn't choose it. That's their choice. Yes, but we can always create a space if we wish to really experience this shift on the planet. Beautiful, Jeanette. Thank you for sharing. Yes, Sandy, exactly. There's a first time for everything. Hmm. You are so loved. So loved. Take your hands right now. And I'm going to place my hands here for a moment so you can see what I'm doing, but I'll have them a little further out. Open your hands if you wish. And again, you can always visualize this if you can't move your body. And just, if you wish, open yourself for a moment. You might feel something moving into your being, into your hands. Or maybe you imagine that there is this light or this love pouring into you. Breathe, allow yourself to be open if you wish. And if you wish, you can look into my eyes. We can look into each other's eyes. And now, very slowly, turn your palms toward your own self. And in whatever way feels good, pour your own love into you. Maybe you give yourself a big hug, or you gently hold your cheeks, or you hold your heart or your belly. Pour your own love into yourself. And say to yourself, it's okay. I'm right where I'm meant to be. I'm right where I'm meant to be on my path. I'm right where I'm meant to be on my path. I open myself to receive life. I open myself to receive love. I open myself to receive love. Really say this. Say it with passion. I open myself to receive love. I open myself to receive love. I welcome my own love. I welcome my own love. I welcome all of me. All of me. I welcome all of me. I forgive myself for making mistakes. I forgive myself for holding on to the past. Today I choose myself. Today I choose my light. Today I choose my higher consciousness. I am light. I am light. I am light. I am one with all of life. I deeply love and accept myself. I deeply love and accept myself. I deeply love and accept myself. Hold yourself with love. Hold yourself with care, with tenderness, with gentleness. What do you notice happening inside when you be with yourself in this way? Ah, yes, Tanya. That opening, that possibility, something to look forward to, something to be grateful for. Yes, thank you, Angela. That's Angela shared still some fear, and that's perfectly okay. That's perfectly okay. There's a teaching I wished to share today. And the teaching is, I'll share it in just a moment. Freedom to trust myself. Yes, my love. Yes. Yes. That's it. Opening. So the teaching is something Saima has shared for some time. Trusting the process, that the love I was seeking from someone else is always within me. Yes, that's it. That's it. All the love that I long for, all of the acceptance that I long for, the forgiveness I long for, everything I long for from someone else, I'm really longing for from myself. And it is all right here. Feeling encouraged. Yes, beautiful. Beautiful. Trust. The energy of trust. In moments when I've experienced a sustained, you could say, maybe stage of enlightenment or a state of awakening, it's been so clear that what I've experienced is a complete absence of fear and an absolute trust. You could call it anything you want: trust in God, trust in life, trust in source, whatever it is. But there's a complete absence of fear and a fullness of trust. Hmm. So the teaching from my beloved Saima, who I love so, 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 and who loves me so, 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 is this awareness of what we focus on. And Jay, I'll come to what you're sharing in a moment. I haven't read it yet, but I see it's a little longer, so I'd like to take a moment with it. The way most of us as human beings live our lives is we're focusing on kind of what's going wrong, what's not working, what we feel like we need to do to be better, to evolve, to excel, to elevate, right? On and on and on. Part of this is rooted in the negativity bias, where the brain, the survival brain, is always looking for potential threats to stay alive. You know, it's this ancient old brain that is like, huh, is there a tiger? Huh, is there a bear? So it's always looking for threats because that's how we survived. But now, you know, most of us don't live in environments where that's the case, but our brains are still functioning like that. So it's like, is this person judging me? What's going on here? And the mind will even get into habits of, you know, catastrophic thinking, worrying about the future. If we do not have this part of the mind really trained, it will really fall into that pit of functioning in the brain where we're looking for threats all of the time. And we can train ourselves out of that, by the way. But because of this negativity bias and because of our desire to grow and evolve, we're often focused on this idea that we're not healed and we have all of this work to do and we need to be better here and better there and do this differently. And there's not a lot of joy in that, right? We're so focused on this idea that we always have to be something we're not. And it's actually a way that we actually steal our own joy often. So the teaching is this. The teaching is that we are diamonds, like the diamonds that are in the lava rock. I actually found out today, I learned a clarification that diamonds are not found in coal, that's a misconception, but it's actually a form of lava rock. So diamonds are in this, we could, you know, call it like a hard black, you know, rock, right? And then inside is the diamond, this shiny, bright light, yes? And there's nothing wrong with black, yes, nothing at all. Black is beautiful. We're just using it for context here. So here's this shining diamond, and it's covered by this lava rock, yes? And we are the diamond, and the lava rock is like the healing that is needing to occur in the human experience, the wounds, the pains, the traumas, the stories we tell ourselves, the judgments, on and on. This is like the lava rock, and we are the diamond inside. Now, what most of us do our lives is we're constantly focusing on the lava rock, thinking that we have to focus on the lava rock to experience the diamond. Oh, I have to do all of this therapy and I have to be better this way and I have to change myself this way. We're always focusing on the lava rock. But you are the diamond. You are not the lava rock. You are the diamond. You are the beauty of life. You are the essence of life. And all of the pains and traumas and experiences and judgments, they're part of the experience, but you are the diamond. And so the teaching from Ma is start focusing on the diamond that you are. It doesn't mean spiritually bypassing or don't go to therapy anymore or, you know, stop doing whatever healing work you're doing. Start to think of yourself as the diamond. Don't think of yourself as the lava rock. Don't think of yourself as the pain and the wounds and the things that need to change. Start to think of yourself and treat yourself like the diamond that you are. And naturally, the healing work occurs. you keep going to therapy or you keep doing your healing work here or your meditations there, whatever you're doing. Keep focusing on the diamond that you are. Say to yourself a million times a day, I am light. I am light. I am light. Start to think of yourself maybe as a divine being. Start to think of yourself as one with all of life, as the love of life, as the light of life. The more you think of yourself and focus on yourself as this diamond, the more ease and grace there is in whatever navigating the lava rock in our lives is. You are light. You are beauty. You are love. You are joy. All of this is your essence. So start to focus more and more on the diamond that you are. Love that teaching. Jay's sharing, once we have learned to hold ourselves in tender awareness, that same tenderness can more naturally arise for other beings around us. Yes, yes, yes. And Krista's sharing, such hardness inside me, but starting to open up my heart. Yes. Just holding you in that, being with you in that. Yes, love. Can you consciously allow your physicality to soften, your physical heart to soften? Can you hold your heart, hold yourself in this tenderness? I love you, my beloved heart. You are a diamond. I love you. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Yes, I love that. Coralie shared New Year's resolution. I am a diamond. Beautiful. Yes, I am a diamond. Imagine how different your life would be if you thought of yourself as a diamond. Because we know how most of us think about ourselves, right? What if you spent every day thinking of yourself, practicing? I'm not saying this is easy, right? It's not easy. We're shifting, we're shifting ancestry, we're shifting age-old belief systems, we're shifting so much to take this on. But it's who you are. And you can do it if you choose. I am a diamond. Angela Sharon, I've always identified with the ugly duckling story. I never felt like I was part of the family. I wasn't ugly and I wasn't a duckling. I'm a beautiful swan with the wrong people. I like the diamond as I continue my journey. Beautiful, my love. And as a reminder, darling, the story of the ugly duckling is about the exquisite, most radiant, beautiful swan that they allow themselves to become or that they become. Yes. So even, if we just played with words here or played with this belief system, you thought of yourself as the ugly duckling, but everyone knows who's read that story that the ugly duckling grows up to be the most beautiful swan. That means that your entire life you've been the beautiful swan. You just thought of yourself as the ugly duckling, but you've always been the beauty of life. So many of us feel this way about ourselves. You are so beautiful. And I'm not just talking about physical beauty. We're so hard on ourselves, thinking that there's something wrong with us, that we should be less emotional or more creative or more intelligent or more fit or more thick or more this or more that or more worthy or better. You are so beautiful. and you are so loved. And you deserve every breath of this life to be the beauty that it can be. It doesn't mean it's going to be easy, but you are the beauty of life. And it starts with you, beloveds. It starts with you, your thoughts with yourselves, your feelings with yourselves, your willingness to be kind with yourself, your willingness to be compassionate with yourself, your willingness to be forgiving with yourself, your willingness to honor your physical body temple, your willingness to honor your sexuality and your sacredness of your sexuality. How many of us just throw our physical body around looking for some sense of love and connection? It starts with honoring your mind, honoring your boundaries. What are you feeding your mind? What are you feeding your emotions? What relationships are you still choosing to participate in when you know they are causing harm to your soul, to your being? It all starts with you, my love. Everything. The beauty your life has the potential to be starts with the beauty you are with yourself, the graciousness you are with yourself. It is all within you. Everything. I'm so grateful to have you in my life, my love. And it's so beautiful. What has it been like this last year or so? You've just continued to just keep taking one step after another in the face of all of the challenges and the pain and the projection of the stories. Yes, everything that's been coming up. And look where you are today. This is an important teaching or practice for each of us. It's very difficult for our minds to really register our growth. We're always so, most of us are so hard on ourselves. Look at where you were in an area of your life a year ago and where you are now today. Look at the way your life was a year ago and how it is today. Maybe there are things that have changed. Maybe there are qualities within you that have evolved or elevated. So we'll be together again, one more session for this year. On Friday, we'll be together at 4 p.m. Eastern as we consciously create our lives. We'll have this opportunity to come together and really, really move into this new year with conscious creation. Not just maybe an intention or something, but really consciously creating what you choose for your life. So I welcome you to join us for that. 4 p.m. Eastern on Friday. With infinite gratitude to my beloved Saima, to my beloved guides, my beloved self. Infinite gratitude to you, my own beloved heart, my own beloved self. I am yours. My heart is yours. Thank you, Kate. Yes. Whole heart, my love. Thank you, Kuka. Thank you, Camila. Thank you, everyone. Would you like me to see if I can have this session uploaded in an audio? See if it's possible to extract the audio so we can listen to it again. Okay, I'll see it. I know Insight Timer is taking a holiday pause, so they'll probably upload it sometime in the new year. Okay, great. I'm just taking a moment to see your pictures, to feel you in my heart. If you haven't said hi, I invite you to say hi before we complete today. I just love hearing from you, love being together. Thank you. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Judy. So we can take this into our lives, share it with your family, your coworkers, your friends. Even if you don't share any of the specific teachings that we went over today, embody them. Practice embodying the teachings. Many of us ask questions like, how do I change so and so? Or how do I influence so and so in my life to do something? You be that. Be the embodiment of that. Be the embodiment of the diamond that you are. Great love and great blessings to you, beloved light.